Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening. We will just give a couple of minutes for everyone to join.
Sure. Hello, everybody.
Shall we get started?
Yep.
Yeah. So welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. This is a wonderful 9-day Navaratri celebration, and today is day 2. Day 2, we are honoring Ma Brahmacharini. She is like a radiant embodiment of devotion, patience, and spiritual strength. Her name itself means the one who walks in the path of discipline and tapas. So long ago, Goddess or Divine Mother, she took the birth as daughter of Himavan, the king of Himalayas. Right from her childhood, she knew like she is devoted to Lord Shiva and she has to unite with Lord Shiva. So she used to lead a very simple life even from her childhood. And as she grew, she renounced all the luxury, all the comforts of being a princess. She went and lived in a forest, ate very simple food, fruits and vegetables, roots, whatever she could find in the forest. And she led a very simple life. Her determination and devotion that was really acknowledged by Lord Shiva, and she took the birth of Ma Parvati and united with him. So this form of our Divine Mother, we honor her as Ma Brahmacharini, and she is a reminder that with our faith and perseverance, anything is possible for us. There is nothing called impossible. So on day 2, we will start our meditation trying to connect to that energy of our Divine Mother. So I hope everyone here has already done Anapanasati meditation. If there is somebody who is new here, can you please raise your hand or type it in the chat? Anybody who is new to meditation. Okay, looks like we are a group of meditators. So settle down, everyone, into a very comfortable posture. If you're sitting on a chair, cross your feet. If you're sitting on the floor, cross your legs. Clasp your fingers and try to sit as straight as possible to keep your spine erect. If you're wearing any spectacles, you can remove it. And gently close your eyes. You can take a couple of deep breaths. And with each breath out, relax your body. Feel your body becoming lighter and softer. Let go of all the outer world and gently arrive into this beautiful, sacred space within yourself. It's a space of stillness and emptiness. Today, we meditate with Ma Brahmacharini, the true embodiment of devotion and perseverance. Her devotion, her tapasya, it shows us the power of patience and inner strength. Let's all connect to the Divine Mother energies. If your mind wanders or thoughts come in, to go back to that emptiness, to go back to that stillness, use your breath. Bring awareness to your each normal, natural breath to come back to that emptiness within you. Ma Brahmacharini, through her life, she showed us patience, devotion, and perseverance is the key to our spiritual strength. So let us connect to those qualities of her. With patience, let's walk through our spiritual path. With devotion, let our heart become light. And with perseverance, let us all discover our inner strength. And like Ma Brahmacharini, let us radiate peace within and all around us. Imagine a soft white light glowing in your heart. This is the light of Devi, pure, peaceful, calm, and steady. With every breath, let this light expand, filling your heart, filling your body, calming your mind, and radiating all around you to everyone, to everything. Be in the presence of this beautiful light within you. God is within you. If thoughts come, just return to this beautiful light. Let us keep the light glowing within us. Let us be thankful to the Divine Mother for all her lessons which she shows to us through her life in different forms, different avatars. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body. are ready, gently unclasp your fingers and keep it on your eyes. Whenever you are ready, at your time and space, open your eyes with a beautiful smile. I hope everyone is back from the meditation. Thank you so much for joining us. So we'll start the session for day 2, and I would like to invite Mani Garu. She is going to bless us with a song today.
Thank you, Rashmi Garu. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session, and also thanks to Swayam for giving me this opportunity, and PSSM US Ohio team. పులకరించడి ఒడలు పొంగిపోయేడి ఎడదా పులకరించడి ఒడలు పొంగిపోయేడి ఎడదా చాలునయ్యా చాలునయ్యా ఇదే శాశ్వతైశ్వర్యము చాలునయ్యా ఇదే శాశ్వతైశ్వర్యము ఇది ఒక్కటియుమా ఇది ఒక్కటియుమా ఇతరములు కోరను ఇది ఒక్కటియుమా ఇతరములు కోరను శివా 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 శివానినంతనే చెమరించును కనుదోయి శివా శివానినంతనే చెమరించును కనుదోయి అటమటమ్ములు విడిచి ఆర్తితో గళమెత్తి అటమటమ్ములు విడిచి ఆర్తితో గళమెత్తి హర హరా శివ శివా హర హరా శివ శివా అని అరచి మై మరచి హర హరా శివ శివ అని అరచి మై మరచి నీ చేతిడమరుకము రీతిగావు గాడి నీ చేతిడమరుకము రీతిగావు గాడి నీ కాలి మువ్వవలే నిరతము చిందాడి నీ కాలి మువ్వవలే నిరతము చిందాడి పరవశించడి దివ్య భాగ్యం నిప్పింపుమా పరవశించడి దివ్య భాగ్యం నిప్పింపుమా పరమంపు ఆ భక్తి వరమీయవయ్యా పరమంపు ఆ భక్తి వరమీయవయ్యా శివా 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 అని నంతనే శివా శివా అనినంతనే చమరించును కనుదోయి మనసు కైలాసము మనికి కైవల్యము మనసు కైలాసము మనికి కైవల్యము తలపులన్నీయు ప్రమదగణములై మారి తలపులన్నీయు ప్రమదగణములై మారి నీ తాండవంపు శోభ నిండుగా దర్శించి నీ తాండవంపు శోభ నిండుగా దర్శించి నిలువెల్ల ఆనంద నిధులుగా పులకించి నిలువెల్ల ఆనంద నిధులుగా పులకించి మురిసిపోయడి కలిమి కురిపించుమయ్యా మురిసిపోయడి కలిమి కురిపించుమయ్యా ముదిత షణ్ముఖనుత ముదిత షణ్ముఖనుత సదయధీరోన్నత ముదిత షణ్ముఖనుత సదయధీరోన్నత శివా శివానినంతనే చమరించు కనుదోయి పులకరించెడి ఒడలో పొంగిపోయడి ఎడదా చాలునయ్యా చాలునయ్యా ఇదే శాశ్వతైశ్వర్యము చాలునయ్యా ఇదే శాశ్వతైశ్వర్యము ఇది ఒక్కటియుమా ఇతరములు కోరను ఇది ఒక్కటియుమా ఇతరములు కోరను శివా 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 థ్యాంక్స్ మాస్టర్స్.
Thank you so much. That was a beautiful song. And that is setting our stage for Parayana today. And I would like to invite Rashmi.
Thank you, Rashmi. Can you all see me and hear me well?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So I'll start with a note of gratitude to first the divine energy, our Adipara Shaktima, who actually brought us all together and blessed us with this, a very divine blessing of reading through her Devi Bhagavatham. And then to all the gurus who have inspired and they're holding our hands every day as we do this Parayana. For all of you, for energizing this platform and kind of, helping us all observe the necessary energies and direction we need. So with all the notes of gratitude, coming to our yesterday's session, a quick recap. In our yesterday's reading, so Swayam beautifully walked us through the Shailaputri form, and Shailaputri, actually, as Kumari Garu said, she is the initiation of our spiritual journey. And then again, Reshmi today walked us through the Brahmacharini form. And Manigaru actually invoked Lord Shiva because Brahmacharini herself is bringing in perseverance, patience, as Reshmi said, and also the discipline part, right? So we got initiated yesterday. And today we learned, we are going to learn, and we have been learning as to how we have to develop that discipline in our spirituality. So with that spirit, I'll start the chapter 3 where Kumari Garu guided us through. So yesterday's recap about the first 2 chapters, we learned how Devi is beyond. She's Adi Parashakti and she's beyond the 3 gunas, right? And then Devi herself is, all the devatas, all the deities, sages, munis and all, they they derive their energy and they observe one aspect of Devi each. Right? So we learned how, the divine energy of Devi Ma is beyond every Shakti. And that explains why she is called Adi Parashakti. So now the continuation into the next chapter would be on praising the Puranas and on each Vyasa of every Dwapara Yuga. Sutta Mahamuni said, O best of the Munis, I am now telling you the names of the Puranas, exactly as I have heard from Vedavyasa, the son of Satyavati. Listen. The Purana beginning with Ma are 2 in number. Those beginning with Bha are 2. Those beginning with Bra are 3. Those beginning with Va are 4. Those beginning respectively with A, Na, Pa, Ling, Ga, Ku and Ska are 1 each. And Ma means Matsya Purana, Markandeya Purana. Ba signifies Bhavishya, Bhagavat Puranas. Bra signifies Brahma, Brahmanda and Brahma Vaivarta Puranas. Va signifies Vaman, Vayu, Vishnu and Varaha Puranas. A signifies Agni Purana. Na signifies Narada Purana. Pa signifies Padma Purana. Ling signifies Linga Purana. Ga signifies Govinda Purana. Ku signifies Kurma Purana. And Ska signifies Skanda Purana. These are the 18 Puranas. O Shaunaka, in the Matsya Purana, there are 14,000 shlokas. In the wonderfully varied Markandeya Puranam, there are 9,000 shlokas. In the Bhavishya Purana, 14,500 shlokas are counted by the Munis, the seers of truth. In the Holy Bhagavata, there are 18,000 shlokas. In the Brahma Purana, there are Ajuta, 10,000 shlokas. In the Brahmanda Purana, there are 12,100 shlokas. In the Brahma Vaivarta Puranam, there are 18,000 shlokas. In the Vaman Purana, there are Ajuta, 10,000 shlokas. In the Vayu Puranam, there are 24,600 shlokas. In the greatly wonderful Vishnu Purana, there are 23,000 shlokas. In the Agni Puranam, there are 16,000 shlokas. In the Bruhad Narada Puranam, there are 25,000 shlokas. In the big Padma Purana, there are 55,000 shlokas. In the voluminous Linga Purana, 11,000 shlokas exist. In the Garuda Puranam, spoken by Hari, 19,000 shlokas exist. In the Kurma Purana, 17,000 shlokas exist, and in the greatly wonderful Skanda Purana, there are 81,000 shlokas. O sinless Rishis, thus I have described to you the names of all the Puranas and the number of verses contained in them. Now hear about the Upapuranas. So, what we are seeing right now is all the 18 Puranas, and Sutta Mahamuni explained to Shaunikadi Mahamunis in the Naimisharanya that there are 18 Puranas and each one of them has a very magnificent number of slokas, verses. And then he gracefully went into the Upapuranas. The first is the Upapurana narrated by Sanat Kumara. Next comes Narasimha Purana, then Naradiya Purana, Shiva Purana, Purana narrated by Durvasa, Kapila Purana, Manava Purana, Ausanasa Purana, Varuna Purana, Kalika Purana, Samva Purana, Nandikeshwara Purana, Saura Purana, Purana spoken by Parasara, Aditya Purana, Maheshwara Purana, Bhagavata, and Vashishta Purana. These Upapuranas are described by the Mahatmas. After compiling the 18 Puranas, Vedavyasa, the son of Satyavati, composed Mahabharata that has no rival out of these Puranas. So after compiling all the Puranas and the Upapuranas, Vedavyasa, the son of Satyavati, he went ahead and he composed Mahabharata, which is definitely has no rival and which is like a household thing for majority of us who grew in our generation. At every Manvantara in Dwapara Yuga, Vedavyasa expounds the Puranas duly to preserve the religion. Vedavyasa is no other person than Vishnu himself. He, in the form of Vedavyasa, divides the one Veda into 4 parts. In every Dwapara Yuga, for the good of the world, the Brahmanas of the Kali age are short-lived and their intellect, buddhi, is not sharp. They cannot realize the meaning after studying the Vedas. Knowing this in every Dwapara Yuga, Bhagavan expounds the holy Purana Samhitas. So, the more so because women, Shudras, and the lower Dvijas are not entitled to hear the Vedas. for their good, the Puranas have been composed. So because not everybody can read the Vedas, the Puranas have been composed. The present auspicious Manvantara is Vaivasvata. It is the 17th in due order, and the son of Satyavati, the best of the knowers of Dharma, is the Veda Vyasa of the 28th Dwapara Yuga of the 17th Manvantara. He is my Guru in the next Dwapara Yuga. Aswathama, the son of Drona, will be the Veda Vyasa. So every Dwapara Yuga has a Veda, has a Vyasa Bhagavan, and who is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu himself. 27 Veda Vyasas had expired and then duly compiled each their own Purana Samhitas in their own Dwapara Yugas. So there is one Vyasa per every Dwapara, and then 27 such Vyasas have expired, and each Vyasa is a Vishnu Avatara. And chapter 4. I'll take a pause here. Please let me know if there are any questions. So before I start with the next chapter, so as Kumari Garu mentioned yesterday, each of us would observe a different kind of energy. We might get some answers, we might get some healing. So again, please let's keep an open mind and continue the reading. And then please don't hesitate to stop me if you have any questions, or we can do a discussion at the end as well. Chapter 4, on the excellency of the Devi. So this chapter is all about the excellency of Devi. The Rishi said, O Saumya, how was Sukadeva born? Who studied these Purana Samhitas? By which wife of Vyasadeva? And how? O highly intelligent one, you have just spoken that Sukadeva was not born from womb in the natural way. He was born of the dry pieces of wood for Homa sacrifice. But we heard before that the great ascetic was yogi even in his mother's womb. So a great doubt comes to our minds. You better remove that today. How he studied all these Puranas, as vast in their nature, say this. So the Shaunakadi Manu, the Rishis, had a question to Sutta Rishi that how was Sukha born? I mean, we heard from you, like which wife of Vyasadeva gave birth to Sukadeva. And we heard that Sukadeva was not born from womb. So what about his birth? How was he born? Sutta Muni said, in long past days, Satyavati's son Vedavyas, while in his own hermitage on the banks of the river Saraswati, was greatly wondered to see a pair of chatakas, sparrows. He saw the pair putting the beak of their young one, just born of the egg, of beautiful body, red mouth, and greasy body. They do not care at all for their own hunger and toil. All they are caring for is to nurture their young one. He said also that the pair are rubbing their bodies over the body and kissing lovingly the mouth of the young one and feeling the highest pleasure. Seeing this wonderful affection of the two sparrows towards their young Vedavyasa became very anxious and thought over the following in his mind. So Vedavyasa, he saw two sparrows taking care and cuddling their young one, and a thought arose in his mind, looking at the way they were cuddling. Oh, what wonder is there when the birds have so much filial affection towards their child, that men who want services from their sons would show their affection towards their sons. So he started to compare that with the human love towards their offsprings. This pair of sparrows will not perform the happy marriage of their young one and will not see the face of their son's wife, nor when they will grow old that their child would become very religious and serve them to attain great merits in heaven. Nor do they expect that their child would earn money and satisfy them, nor the child would perform when they die their funeral obsequies duly and help them in their sojourn into the next world. Nothing of all this. Nor will the child perform the Shraddh ceremony at Gaya, nor will the child offer the oblation of a blue bull on the day of offering the sacrifice to its ancestors. The bull is then let loose and held sacred. Yet, the pair of sparrows have so much affection towards their young one. Oh, in this world, to touch the body of the sun, especially to nurture the sons, is the highest happiness in life. So without any expectations of the future or anything that their son is going to do in this world or in their journey to the beyond, they are just loving their son without any expectations. So he admired that love that's coming here without any expectations. There is no prospect in the afterbirth of the sunless. Never, never will heaven be his. Without sun, there is none other who can be of help in the next world. Thus, in the Dharma Shastras, Manu and other Munis declare that the man who has sons goes to heaven, and the sunless one can never go to heaven. The man possessing a son is entitled to the heavenly pleasures, can be vividly seen rather than imagined. The man with sun is freed from sins. This is the word of the Vedas. The sunless man becomes very much distressed even at the time of death, and while lying on bed that is ground at that time, mournfully thinks, this all my vast wealth, various things, this my beautiful house, who will enjoy all this? When the sunless man is thus perplexed in his mind at the time of his death and becomes restless, then it is sure that his future career is full misfortunes. Unless one's mind is calm and serene at the time of death, can never attain a good goal. Thus thinking variously, the Satyavati's son Vedavyas sighed heavily and became unmindful. He thought of various plans and at last, coming to a definite conclusion, went to the Sumeru mountain to perform tapasya. So initially, he started admiring the love, the very selfless and, without expectation love of the sparrows to the younger one, to their kid. And then he started to compare that with the human love, right? And then now slowly he went into the Vedas and the teachings that a sunless man, I mean, his life is like, I mean, where will it lead him, right? Beyond his life too. And then he is perplexed in his mind. And then now slowly he started to think, I mean, so what's going to happen, right? That kind of turned into some tension. When the sunless man is thus perplexed in his mind at the time of his death and becomes restless, then it is sure that his future career is full misfortunes. Unless one's mind is calm and serene at the time of death, can never attain a good goal. Thus thinking variously, the Satyavati's son Vedavyasa sighed heavily and became unmindful. He thought of various plans and at last, coming to a definite conclusion, he went to Sumeru mountain to perform tapasya. On reaching there, he thought which Deva he will worship. So he began to think, who is the Deva I should worship now, right? I came to Sumeru mountain to do tapasya, to give me a solution. But which Deva should I worship? Vishnu, Shiva, Indra, Brahma, Surya, Ganesha, Kartikeya, Agni or Varuna? Who will grant him boon quickly and thus satisfy his desires? While thus cogitating in his mind, came there the Muni Narada, of one mind with lute in hand, accidentally in his course of travels. Seeing Narada, the Satyavati's son Vedavyasa gave him a hearty welcome, with great gladness offering him arghya and asan, seat, and asked about his welfare. Hearing this question of welfare, Narada Muni spoke. O Dvaipayan, why do you look so careworn? First speak this out to me. Vedavyasa said, the sunless man has no goal. Therefore, there is no happiness in my mind. I am always anxious to get a son, and therefore I am very sorry. Today, my mind is sorely troubled with the one idea, which Deva I may satisfy by my tapasya, who will grant me my desires. Now I take your refuge. O merciful Maharshi, you are omniscient. Say this quickly. Which Deva I will take for my refuge? Who will grant me a son? So now he's in the quest of which Deva, which God will grant him a son, and that too quickly. Sutta Muni said, thus questioned by Krishna Dvaipayan, Vedavyasa, the highly souled Narada Muni, well versed in the Vedas, became very glad and spoke thus, O highly fortunate Parasara's son, the question that you have asked me today was formally asked by my father to Narayana. His father Brahma Narada Muni is saying that he asked the same question earlier to Lord Narayana, Vishnu. At this Narayana Vasudeva, the Deva of the Devas, the creator, preserver and destroyer of the universe, the husband of Lakshmi Ma, the four-armed, wearing yellow garment, holding conch shell, Shanku, discus, club and with the mark Srivatsa, a mark or curl of hair on the heart of Vishnu among his breast and decorated with Kaustubhagyam, the divinity himself. He became merged in great yoga. At this my father became greatly surprised and said, O Janardana, thou art the Deva of the Devas, the Lord of the present, the past and the future, the Lord of this universe. Why art thou meditating in yoga? And what is it that thou art meditating? O best of the Devas, thou art the Lord of the entire universe, and yet thou art now merged in deep meditation. At this I am greatly surprised. My surprise is not without foundation. Thou canst thyself see. What more wonderful than this can happen? So, Brahmadeva, like Vedavyasa right now, is asking Narada Mahamuni about which Deva should he do tapasya on the Sumeru mountain to get a son, and that too quickly, right? To get the boon quickly. Narada Mahamuni addressing this question told Vedavyasa that even his father in the past, Brahmadeva, went and he asked the same question to Lord Narayana, Narayana Vasudeva, the Deva of Devas, right? And when he went there, the Lord was actually meditating, right? And then Brahmaji's question was, you are the Deva of the Devas, you are the creator, preserver and the destroyer and the husband of Lakshmi Ma. What are you meditating on and whom are you meditating on, right? And then let's continue, friends. O Lord of Rama, I am sprung from the lotus, from thy navel, and have become the Lord of this universe. As we all know, Brahmadeva actually came from the navel of Lord Vishnu, right? So I myself came from your navel, right? The whole universe it's dependent on you. Who is there in this universe that is superior to thee? Kindly say this to me, O Lord of the world. Thou art the origin of all, the cause of all causes, the creator, preserver and destroyer, and the capable doer of all actions. O Maharaja, at thy will, I create this whole universe and Rudra destroys it, due time this world. He is always under thy command. O Lord, by thy command, the sun roams in the sky. The wind blows in various auspicious or inauspicious ways, and the fire is giving heat, and the cloud showers rain. I don't see in the three lokas anyone superior to you, thee. Then whom art thou meditating? While being questioned by his very intelligent son, Sukadeva, not born in the usual way from womb. Dvaipayana expounded all the secret, excellent meanings of the Purana, and thereby I also came to know them also. So Sutta Mahamuni is telling, right? So Brahmaji asked, Brahmadeva asked Vishnudeva, and then the same questions, like, even Sukha Mahamuni and Sutta Mahamuni, they also had the same to Vedavyasa, right? So Vedavyasa, that's the reason he explained the Devi Bhagavatam. And then, O saintly persons, thus Sukadeva, sincerely earnest to cross this endless, bottomless ocean of samsara, tasted of the wonderful traits of the Veda, the Kalpatri, the Srimad Bhagavata, with its numerous stories and anecdotes, with great eagerness and intense pleasure. So this is in a way of saying that, at least my understanding is, Srimad Bhagavata gives both material desires as well as moksha path. Oh, who is there in this world that is not freed from this terror of Kali? After he has heard this Bhagavata, even if the greatest sinner, void of the right ways of living and achara, as ordained in the Vedas, hears on a pretense this excellent Devi Bhagavata, the chief of the Puranas, he enjoys all the great enjoyments of this world and in the end attains the eternal place occupied by the yogis. So as we just discussed, so This again, it gives you enjoyments in this world as well in a dharmic way, as well as eternal place occupied by the yogis. And then even a great sinner, void of the right ways of living, if he listens or hears to this excellent Devi Bhagavata, he shall get these benefits. Iham param. She who is rare, they are explaining Adi Parashakti, the divine energy. She who is rare in her Nirguna aspect to even Hari and Hara, who is very dear as Tattva Vidya to the Gyanis, whose real nature can be realized only in Samadhi. She resides always in the cavity of the heart of the hearers of the Bhagavad Purana. He who getting the all-qualified human birth and getting the reciter of this Purana, the boat to cross, as it were, this world, does not hear this blissful Purana, he is certainly deprived by the Creator. How is it that the wayward, dull-headed persons getting the vicious ears can hear always the false and calumnies of others that are entirely useless and cannot hear this pure Purana that contains the 4 vargas, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. So this is in a way of encouraging that instead of all these, faults and using our ears and mouth in all the vicious ways, let's hear the mighty Devi Bhagavata Purana, right? Because it teaches us all the 4 paths, all the 4 vargas, Dharma, Artha, Kama and ultimately Moksha. This is my main point of doubt. Oh, one of good vows, I am thy devotee. Be merciful to me and speak this to me. There is almost nothing that is secret to Mahapurushas. This is a well-known fact. So Brahma Deva continuously is asking Lord Sriman Narayana, the Deva of the Devas, that what are you meditating on, right? So who is the deity you're meditating on and why are you, the Deva of Devas, meditating, right? The whole world is dependent on you. And then who is that deity or who is that energy that you are meditating on, right? Now, thus hearing Brahma's words, Bhagavan Narayana spoke, O Brahman, I now speak out of my mind to you. Listen carefully. Though the Devas, Danavas and men, right? Suras, Asuras and men, all the lokas know that you are the creator Brahma, I am the preserver and Rudra is the destroyer. Yet it is to be known that the saints versed in the Vedas have come to this conclusion by inference from the Vedas that the creation, preservation and destruction are all performed by the creative force, preservative force and destructive force. The Rajasic creative force residing in you, the Sattvic preservative force residing in me, and the Tamasic destructive force residing in Rudra are the all in all. When these Shaktis become absent, you become inert and incapable to create, I to preserve and Rudra to destroy. So I think this also came in our session yesterday where Simi had asked the same question, right? Like, so there are all deities and they are separate, yet they are together. I think Kumari Garu had addressed this really well. And that is exactly, friends, what we are seeing here, right? So Lord Sriman Narayana is telling Brahmadeva that you are the creator, I am the preserver, and Rudra, Lord Shiva, is the destroyer, right? But we are all operating on forces, right? And then he relates it to the 3 gunas. Rajasic force, which is the creative force residing in God Brahma, Sattvic, which is the preservative force residing in Lord Vishnu, and then Tamasic destructive force residing in Rudra, Lord Shiva. So it is ultimately the force that is making us do what we are doing for the 3 of them, right? And similarly, everything in the world. O intelligent Subrata, we are all always under that force, directly or indirectly. Here instances that you can see and infer. At the time of Pralaya, I lie down on the bed of Ananta, subservient to that force. Again, I wake up in the time of creation, duly under the influence of time. I am always subservient to that Mahashakti. Under her command, I am engaged in tapasya for a long time. By her command, sometime I enjoy with Lakshmi Devi. Sometime I fight battles terrible to all the lokas. with the Danavas involving great body troubles. Oh, no of Dharma. It was before your presence that I fought hand-to-hand fight for 5,000 years before your sight on that one great ocean. In long past days, with the two demons, Madhu and Kaitava, sprung from the wax of my ear, maddened with pride, and by the grace of Devi, successfully killed the two Danavas. So as we all know, Brahmadeva actually was born from the navel of Lord Vishnu, right? So he's saying that even before all this happened, right, the Madhu and Kaitaba are two demons who actually sprung from the wax of the ear of Lord Vishnu, but they got maddened with pride, right, eventually. And that's when Lord Vishnu fought a long fight for thousands of years, and then by the grace of Devi, he successfully killed the two Danavas. So ultimately, Lord Vishnu is saying that even himself, along with Lord Brahma and Rudra, Lord Shiva, and like every other thing in the world and beyond, we are all dependent on the divine force, which is the Adi Parashakti, Mahadevi. In long past days, oh highly fortunate one, you realize then that the great Shakti, higher than the highest and the cause of all causes, then why are you asking again and again that question? So Lord Vishnu is telling to Lord Brahma, by the will of that Shakti, I have got this idea of man and roam on the great ocean in yuga after yuga. I assume by her will the tortoise, boar, man, lion, Narsimhavatara, and dwarf, Vamanavatara incarnations. No one likes to take birth in the womb of inferior animals, especially birds. Do you think that I willingly take unpleasant births as in the womb of boars, tortoise, etc.? Certainly not. So Lord Vishnu is telling Lord Brahma, I have taken all types of births, right? Like Kurma Avatara, Matsya Avatara, Narsimha Avatara, right? Dwarf Avatara, like Vamana Avatara. So do you think anybody would like to take unpleasant births also? But everything gets done under the influence and under the guidance of the Divine Mother for a reason. What independent man is there who abandons the pleasurable enjoyment with Lakshmi and takes birth in inferior animals as fish, etc., or leaves a seat on the seat of Garuda and becomes engaged in great war conflicts? O Swayambhu, that is Lord Brahma, in ancient days, you saw before your eyes that my head was cut off when the bowstring suddenly gave away. And then you brought a horse's head, and by that help, the divine artist Vishwakarma stuck that on to my headless body. O Brahma, since then I am known amongst men by the name Hayagriva. This is well known to you. Now say, were I independent, would such an ignominy have happened to me? Never. Therefore, I am not independent. I am in every way under that Shakti. O lotus born, I always meditate on that Shakti, and I do not know any other than this Shakti. So, Lord Vishnu very nicely brought it. I mean, this whole chapter is about the excellence of Devi, right? So, Vedavyasa beautifully actually, I mean, the way he framed this is looking at the sparrows, looking at their, the offspring. So he was so, moved by that. And then suddenly he became perplexed that what's going to happen to me? Because, a sunless man's life it takes him nowhere in this life and beyond, right? So when that thing happened to him, he immediately went to Sumeru mountain. He started doing tapasya. He wanted to start doing tapasya. Then he was confused as to what deva should he invoke for this quick boon of getting a son. Right? And then he, fortunately, and for the divine plan, Narada Mahamuni was traveling from there. He came to Vedavyasa and he said, the same question you have for me as to which deva should you please, same thing my father, Lord Brahma, had for Deva of Devas, Vishnu Deva, right? Narayana, Sriman Narayana. And Sriman Narayana very nicely told him, like, I mean, when Brahma Deva asked, like, whom are you meditating on? The whole world depends on you, right? And then he very nicely said, like, I mean, all my avatars, even in the some unpleasant, like, lower realms, everything, right? Or inferior animals, all my avatars, do you think anybody would do? Is that any pleasant for anybody to go through that? I'm also being guided. We all have Shakti. the Adi Parashakti, right? There is this divine energy that is driving us, and that is actually, we are under her influence doing our niyamit work, right? All the preservation, creation, preservation, and destruction, right? So the Shruti Laya, and it's all running through Devi's divine energy. Everything in the world is ultimately dependent on her. This is the saram of this chapter. Narada said, thus spoke Vishnu to Brahma. O Muni Vedavyasa, Brahma spoke this to me. So you too better meditate the lotus feet of Bhagavati, calmly in the lotus of your heart for the success of your idea. Now they are focusing on the meditation aspect. Completely translates into our Brahmacharini day, and why Amma made us go through this chapter today. So they are focusing on the Dhyanam part. So practical applications to our daily life. Completely surrendering to the divine energy, Adi Parashakti, and meditation, giving that from our side, right? How much ever we can do every day. That Devi will give you all that you wish. Sutta Mahamuni said, Sutta Mahamuni told this to the Namisharanya, to our rishis. At these words of Narada, Satyavati's son Vedavyasa went out to the hills, Sumeru mountain, right, for tapasya, trusting the lotus feet of the Devi as the all in this world. Thus ends the 4th chapter of the first skanda on the excellency of the Devi in the Mahapurana Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses. So this was our journey through the greatness of Devi. And again, fortifying what we learned yesterday, that, all the sages, devas, ultimately, they are all dependent on the divine Shakti, the Adi Parashakti Amma. So I'll take a pause here. Please let me know if you want to start any discussion, if you want me to continue further. Again, how much ever tempted I am to go through further, but I want to take your opinion or questions, or if you want to discuss anything, if anybody has journaled as to what points actually they had understood, please share, and we can initiate the satsang too. Rashmi?
Hi, Rashmi.
So anybody has any questions, or do you want me to continue, or?
I think we can discuss, Rashmi. Thank you so much, Rashmi. Beautiful session,
Yeah.
beautiful meditation, Rashmi, and beautiful Parayana. I think 2 chapters is enough.
Yeah.
For today. If anybody has any points, please go ahead. Or Rashmi, do you want to add anything else?
No, Swam, what I felt was, so I think what will also help us is, how we note down, right? Like what's helping us, what do we take from this? Because reading the Grandhams and, the Puranas and all is one thing, and how we kind of, synthesize that information and what we take back home, right? Like how are we putting this in? So I think it outright, it is very powerful that Devi is the ultimate. So that came out very clearly all through, and it will continuously in the upcoming chapters too, right? And I think the next part is, we learned so much about Puranas because we went through all. It's a beautiful thing, right? It's talking about day-to-day implications, as well as there are 18 Puranas, Upa Puranas. Why did they actually come into place? When 4 Vedas already existed, right? So to serve everyone, like women, Shudras, and everybody who cannot read Vedas directly, right? So these are some things that are also coming, mythologically also, it's very informative. So I thoroughly enjoyed doing this. Maybe I'll tell a couple of shlokas, and then we can see if people want, all of us want more. So I'll just quickly tell a couple of shlokas. Sarvamangalamangallye Shive Sarvardha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Katyayanaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Durga Prachodayat Sri Matre Namaha Sri Mahalakshmi Namaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yep. Back over to you, Swayam, Rashmi.
Thank you, Rashmi. It was beautiful. And Just like you were saying today, we were talking about Ma Brahmacharini and her devotion and her perseverance, the path which she took, and what we read today. It was like perfect in sync, like how Lord Vishnu explained, right? Like the way he is meditating and the importance of meditation. If he himself is meditating to the ultimate Adi Parashakti, I think we are all blessed to be in this journey together during this Navratri. It was wonderful, beautiful, and I didn't even know the names of all the Puranas. So that the beautiful way it started, how that from the letter that name came, it was wonderful. It is excellent. Thank you so much for the Parayanam, and thank you everyone for joining. And if you have any questions, we can take it. Otherwise, we can meet tomorrow. I think we can call it a day.
Thank you all. Happy
Yeah,
Navratri.
happy Navratri
Thank you
to
so much.
everyone. Yeah, thank you so much. See you tomorrow for a beautiful meditation and rest of the Parayana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh.